In this video I'm going to run you through some basic functions using data structures. Now in Python these are called lists, but you might also hear them referred to as arrays or one-dimensional arrays. That's what we're covering right now, but essentially it's just a list of items. So this is very, very similar to strings in that we create something with a very similar syntax. So I've created a list here of 5 items and their fruit. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items in that list. Now, remember with indexing of lists, we actually start with a NOR index, so banana is at position 0. So first thing I've got is just a couple of little functions. One, we can use the length function. This is really useful if you want to look through it. So if I want to print the length of the list and index position 3, there's just a couple of examples here. Look, so this one measures the length of the list, really useful for looping. And then print mylist3 will print the item at position 3. So remember 0, 1, 2, 3. Now remember, if we want to find the end point of a list, now if we know that, we can just say 4, but if we're not sure what the end of a list is going to be, we can use the negative index. So let's say -1 then will print the last item in the list, which in this case should be plum. There we go. Really useful function. So that's the length and just the printing of the mylist function. So we can also use functions similar to strings. So print mylist, and then we've got this square bracket :3. So that's going to print, look, banana, apple, and peach. Now what that means then is up to index position 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So up to position 3, it will print the first 3 items in this list. Now conversely, we've got this function here which does from up to starting at position 3. Okay, so if I just run this one, it will start at position 3. So in this case, it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, and it prints pear and plum. So we do 3 column, which starts at that position, but it's inclusive of that position. Whereas if we do it this way, it's up to position 3, but not inclusive of position 3. So just remember those different functions. Okay, now we've also got some positions. Well, what we can do with lists is we can they're mutable, which means we can change items in the list. So in this case, look, mylist3 0, 1, 2, 3 means we're going to replace item 3 with a different item. So if I run that now, let's just quickly liven up my print option so it's not commented out. And you can see now that the item 3, which was previously pear, has been replaced with mango. But sometimes we don't want to do that. We want to actually insert an item and not actually want to replace an item. So what we can do is use the insert function here. So mylist.insert, curved brackets here. You'll note the slight change in syntax that perhaps we're used to. So position 2, 0, 1, 2, I'm going to insert mango. So what actually that will happen is that these items will move along and mango will appear in Peach's place, but Peach will then be at position 3. So if I run that now, you can see 0, 1, 2, mango is there, but Peach is still there in position 3. Now, sometimes you don't want to insert something, so if you've got an empty list, you have to use the append function or the extend function. So append means you're just going to add to the end of a list or add to an empty list. You must use this when you're using an empty list. So if this list had no items like so, you'd have to use the append or extend functions. But in this case, mango is just going to appear at the end. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, it will appear at position 5. So you can see that mango has been appended at the end of the list, which in this case has come to position 5. Now extend, very similar, but it's for multiple items. So this time we're going to see mango and pineapple appear at the end of the list. Oops, a slight error in my syntax there. So let's just check what I've done wrong. Mylist.extend. So I always have to go back and just check my syntax myself. And you can see what I've forgotten here is that the syntax is curved brackets and square brackets. An easy mistake to make, but if we just run that now, you can see that mango and pineapple have been placed at the end. But look at the difference in syntax there. With one item with the append, we can use curved brackets, but with extend, it's curved and square brackets. Okay, now, really interesting now. This is where if we want to add items, more than one, at a specific position. So mylist2 : 2 is going to look at position 2 and insert 2 items. So here we go, banana, apple, and then you can see that peach has moved along now to position 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and mango and pineapple, which it was previously at 2, and mango and pineapple have replaced it. But really interestingly, we can insert more than one item by using 2, 3, which means positions 0, 1, 2, and 3, what it will do is it will replace those items. So let's just run that one. Okay. So what it really interestingly does, it puts them in positions 2 and 3, but you can see that banana and apple are there, mango and pineapple have appeared, peach has gone, but the pear one has moved along, so it inserts at position 2 and then moves position 3 along. So there's some really interesting functions there for working with lists, and you can see the rest on the Lesson 4 challenge sheet if you want to look at some more examples.